I wanted to shift gears here. I wanted to talk about, there are some teams struggling out there. One of them being Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant. And Ja Morant just recently, some stories have been coming out that, one, he got suspended for conduct detrimental, and saying that there's been several reports that him and his coach aren't getting along. What do you think about the situation over there with Ja? I think some places are even saying that he could be shopped around, which to me I think is ridiculous, but would love to hear your take on it.
Crazy. It's tough because, like, it's hard to comment on those things because I'm not in the locker room, but obviously I experienced those things as a player, not only like individually, but teammates and as well. So to see that, and obviously to see he get a 1-game suspension, so it had to be some type of back and forth in front of people, or in front of the whole team, which always can't happen, but things like that do happen in professional sports. Things like that do happen after a heated game where, a player or a coach doesn't see eye to eye, or a player doesn't see eye to eye. I think in his situation as being the franchise player, you got to be better. I mean, you got to be better, not just only for yourself, for your teammates, for your coaching staff, for your organization. I think I seen some quotes on talking about it. So he didn't have the best game that he would like to have.
What went wrong to you today?
Go ask the coaching staff.
From the outside, and the outside may be wrong, but from the outside, it didn't look like you had your usual energy tonight.
Go ask the coaching staff why.
Okay. You feel like you should play more?
Go ask the coaching staff. Should I play more or not?
It's hard to speak on it because I wasn't in there, but from experience, Ja, you got to take those to the chin. You gotta being the franchise guy. Sometimes you got to take the blame. I remember sometimes I would be having, when I was in Boston, have sit downs with Brad Stevens. We didn't see eye to eye all the time,
right?
But at times, like, we would have heated battles during the game, before the game. I mean, not before the game, but after the game at times. Then we'll hug each other later down the line because it's two competitive spirits going against each other. Sometimes I feel like what I got going on is right and what you're saying is not, and vice versa. So there's a lot of heated battles in this locker room. I think there's ways to go about it. And being a franchise guy, you got to limit those distractions from your teammates. And I think, with experience, Ja's just going to continue to get better.
Yeah.
And but you can't get suspended. You can't get suspended, especially early on in the season. You got to be a better leader and a better example of what leadership is. So, I think he's going to continue to learn. I don't think this is the last time they get into it, but it got to be better on both sides for sure.
I think that's really interesting what you said of, like, it's almost a trait of a franchise guy or a superstar. It isn't just the numbers you're putting up on the paper. It's like, it's overcoming. Like, when things are bad, no one had to, like, stick through it, overcome it, because I don't think anyone will blame Ja for the fact that there's been a big personnel change. There's been some major roster moves over there. Desmond Bane is gone. Like, I think they always were like, oh, the young core is here. And then it's like a lot of those guys are gone now too. And it's kind of just been him and Jaren Jackson who've been the only consistent sort of pieces over there. So I would say, again, I'm not in that locker room, obviously, but it's interesting. Things haven't been consistent for Ja. So obviously there's going to be struggles, but it's just kind of how you deal with that mentally.
Yeah. And I would say, like, from the outside looking in, it seems like this a little hostile over there. Mm-hmm. It seems like even with the surprise firing of the coach last year, with the direction they're going in, like you said, Bane is left. It seemed like that was their core.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like he has any say in what's going on, and maybe he doesn't, and maybe that's how they're running the ship. But obviously we don't know because we're not in those locker rooms or in those meetings or in the front office. But we got to question what's going on over there for sure. Like, for a young team that's supposedly exciting and it got a lot for the future, these things shouldn't be happening. Like, this is something that happens on losing situation teams, not something that happens on a team with a superstar player like a guy like Ja. But we got to be on the lookout for this team for sure, because this is something that shouldn't happen this early in the season. And I know after tough losses, like the loss that they had against the Lakers, things can spark quick.
That's right. I mean, it's early in the season, so we could very well be seeing them at the top of the West or in those first 3 spots.
And things like this might,
Yeah.
it might spark them in a good
Exactly.
way. Like
Yeah.
it might, like I've been on teams where we've had these situations early on in the season, and I've been on a team where it kind of took turns for the worse, and I've been on a team where we nipped everything in the butt and got straight to it. So it'd be cool to see where this goes, in the next few weeks for sure.